new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire, the no-show. Who set you back because they didn't show up on day one, or day two, or ever again. And now your product launch is delayed because you're talking to alien abduction podcasters to track them down. But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can help make sure your next hire sticks. In fact, businesses who use LinkedIn are 24% less likely to reopen a role in the next 12 months. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.
Welcome to the Final Fantasy Lorecast, a podcast dedicated to the history and lore of the Final Fantasy series. Join us as we take a deep dive into the different worlds, characters, and so much more. Welcome back, Warriors of Light, to another episode of the Final Fantasy Lorecast. I am one of your hosts, Ben of Temeria, followed by my two other hosts, Trey.
Hello.
And Steven.
What's up? Welcome back, Trey.
Yes, welcome back.
Thank you.
From
glad to be back. I used all of the energy I had arguing to get my sunroom done, and it is now finished. So it was a win for me. But I'm glad to be back, especially for these last two, the big two.
Yes. So we're in the last two episodes of our summon season, and this one's a big one. We are going to go over Odin. And, when you think Odin, you think Norse mythology. Well, it kind of translates into Final Fantasy too.
Well, it's a very rough translation.
Yeah, but hey, he's on a horse, he has a giant spear or sword, and summons lightning time to time, so...
Yeah. It's very loosely based on him, but yeah.
But Odin is a reoccurring summon in the series. He's made a debut in Final Fantasy III, and several of his appearances allude to his original encounter. Most commonly, Odin will appear and slice through enemies with his sword, cleaving them in two and inflicting instant death. His ability in most Final Fantasy games is called Zan Tetsusuken, and I think I'm saying that right. Correct me if I am wrong in the Discord. Other games allow Odin to damage enemies normally as well, should they be immune to instant death. Odin is a demonic-looking knight with horns, a long curved scimitar, and a cape. The progressed include a lance-type weapon called Gungnir. As per the mythological origin, the horse Odin rides has the demonic attributes as well, such as the red eyes and body armor. Slifnir, Odin's steed in Norse mythology, has 8 legs. In some games in the series, Odin's steed has 6 legs. In Final Fantasy III, Slifnir can be encountered as a 6-legged enemy, while Odin's steed is a normal horse. From Final Fantasy III up to Final Fantasy VI, Odin is attained in a secret passage in a castle. This tradition somewhat continues in the later games, with Odin being found in a safe in the abandoned mansion in Final Fantasy VII and locked room in the old ruins of Final Fantasy VIII. And the skill Odin's sword is learned from an item in a secret room in the castle in Final Fantasy IX.
I grew up around horses, so I always had a soft spot for Odin because he also had a horse.
Yes, and he's just the coolest. Every time he gets summoned, it's always awesome. Like, some of the summons are just hit or miss, like whenever their animations actually get summoned. His is always on point.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know that I would have gravitated to it as much if it wouldn't have been as badass as it was every time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I agree.
And the instant death is it's kind of a big boost.
That's kind of a big deal with it.
Yeah.
So, obviously, we go into his first appearance, which is Final Fantasy III. Summoners, evokers, and sages can cast Odin. Odin can be summoned by being defeated or bought using the level 6 summon magic spell, Catastro?
Catastro? I don't know.
Catastro. There we go. Catastro. That's what it is. Depending on the job summoning Odin, he can be used the following abilities. White summoning, projective light, cast reflect on the party. Black summoning, slash, damages one enemy. High summoning, Xanten Tetskun, instantly KO all enemies. So instant death. Yay!
Great.
And then we jump to Final Fantasy IV. So the King of Baron takes the role of Odin, having taken the form of a summoned beast after being murdered by Kaznano. He can later be fought in the basement of the Baron Castle after visiting the passage of the Eidolons. The Feymarch library informs that Odin was undefeated until he was struck by lightning when his sword was raised into the air, which explains his weakness to lightning.
Ironic.
Right. And then after defeating him, Odin can be summoned by Radia, and it has a casting time of 2 and cost of 40 MP to summon. There is a 50% chance Odin will slay any given foe, but like other instant death attacks, it does not work against bosses. In the easy type version, the casting time was reduced to 1.
No, I haven't played 4, but that seems like all the other ones we've talked about, the casting time is a lot longer.
Mm-hmm.
And costs more MP, maybe? Maybe I'm remembering that wrong, but he seems like a pretty convenient summon.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And I think it's because he's a side summon, essentially. Like, you don't find him through normal means.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so it's one of those things. If you go through the trouble of getting this, then we're going to give you the option to have a 50% chance to kill any non-boss.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. How thoughtful.
Right. So then we have Final Fantasy V. So the summoner job class can call Odin. His attack, Xanten Sukin, Sword of Vengeance, slices enemies in 2. It has a heavy damage on screen. Odin uses an attack called Gungnir, Javelin, which deals non-elemental damage to one opponent. He is found in the basement of the Castle of Ball in the Merged World. The basement is accessible through the Jackal Cave, and the party has to defeat him in 1 minute or less, or he will use Xanten Tetsuken to finish them off. Odin costs 48 MP to summon. So you have to fight him in less than a minute.
God, I love a gimmick fight in Final Fantasy.
And this one makes sense because he's an instant kill when he attacks. So
yeah.
Oh yeah.
They have to have one in every game.
Mm-hmm. And then
I think he's like that in. Oh, well, go ahead.
Go on.
No, we'll get to it later.
Okay. So in Final Fantasy VI, Odin is the guardian Esper of the ancient castle from where he is attained. Odin performs Xanten Sukin called Adam Edge in earlier translations. When summoned, attempting to dispatch all enemies instantly for the cost of 70 MP, he teaches the meteor spell at the rate of ×1. His level up bonus increases speed by 1. Odin is the only Esper to grant a speed bonus in the SNES and the anthology versions, causing many players to hold on to him for a while before upgrading Odin to Raiden. However, in the advanced and subsequent version, the Esper Cactar grants a superior bonus of a +2 speed, so Odin can be safely upgraded.
That's interesting. They get upgraded to Raiden in 6.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I guess it doesn't say there. Is he lightning in 6? Is that his element? Trey, do you know?
I do not know. I would assume so, but I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea on top of my head. I would have to do research on that. But
I'm trying to look right now, but
yeah, I'm on it right now.
But while they look that up, we are going straight into Final Fantasy VII. So
no, it's instant death.
Oh, so it's non-elemental?
No, it is. Raiden is an effective summon to use against enemies vulnerable to instant death, as it has a high enough hit rate to be reliable.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
So now we jump to Final Fantasy VII. So Odin summon materia is found in the mansion in the Nibelheim. The material contains an instant death effect, which can be caused by linking Odin materia with the added effect in weapon or armor to either add the effect to physical attacks or make the wearer immune to instant death. Odin has 2 attacks, Steel-Bladed Sword and Gunge Lance. The Steel-Bladed Sword, a rough translation of Zantetsuken, has a 92% chance of instantly killing the enemies vulnerable to it and will always kill at least one opponent. Odin uses Gunge Lance when no one on the field would die to the Steel-Bladed Sword, whether because it was missed or because the enemy is immune to instant death. Gunge Lance affects non-elemental damage to one opponent, and the power of Gunge Lance is equal to 4.875 times the base magic power damage.
The same thing as Leviathan.
Yep. And this is a little side thing I didn't add in the show notes, but in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, it is confirmed Odin will be a summon.
Oh, all right. You've talked me into it. I guess I'll finish 7 then. So
I watched. I hadn't watched the trailer, the latest trailer again since it came out until today, but I watched it earlier today, and I'm just once again 100% hyped for the 7 retelling. I'm all in.
Right? It looks amazing. It plays amazing. And on top of that, it's the original creator who came back to do the project again. So it's not like some random dev or some director that's doing it. It's the original creator of 7.
And most importantly, you get to ride around on Segways.
Yes, you can ride away on Segways because why not?
Oh my god. But anyway, yeah. So that's what I was going to mention earlier when I said we talk about it later. Is Odin I believe he's a similarly timed battle, or so when you fight that boss in the that pops out from the safe, I believe it's timed as well. You have a certain amount of time to beat him, and then Odin is in the safe after you win that fight.
Right.
I believe I'm remembering that right. If not, somebody will correct me.
And then now we have Final Fantasy VIII, Trey's favorite game. Not Trey, Steven's. Steven's favorite game.
My favorite game.
So Odin is the optional non-controllable guardian force who appears randomly at the start of the battles to instantly kill the enemies with Zantetsuken, slicing them off in half. Odin will appear usually against bosses, with one exception: Tonberries, Cactars, Visage, Leffy, Righty, and Gratz. If the player acquires Odin before battling Seifer at the top of the Lunic Pandora, Odin will be replaced by another summon, Gilgamesh, who serves a similar role to Odin as a random summon, though the different effects it attained after the battle of Seifer. The player can keep Odin until the end of the game. And then Odin is acquired from the Central Ruins. Once entered, a 20-minute timer will appear, counting down until the player defeats Odin. The player must solve a few puzzles within the time limit, attain a code, and open the door to where Odin awaits. After the player opens the door, the player may leave Central Ruin and return there one more time to defeat Odin. Defeating Odin nets his triple triad card and will appear randomly at the start of a random encounter. So you get 20 minutes to go through this dungeon of solving puzzles and opening a door.
Boy, what a pain.
Because puzzles.
Puzzles.
Because what JRPG doesn't have puzzles?
Well, it's the same thing in 7. In order to get the code for the safe, you have to...
That's true.
Translate an impossible puzzle. Just Google it.
Right. Well, I mean, hey, it's at least, like, better than Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire to where, you had to translate Braille.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it's for the Reggies. To get the Reggies, you had to translate Braille.
Oh, yeah, I didn't do that.
And thank God game guides existed because they had the entire alphabet in there.
Yeah, that's good.
So now we jump to Steven's actual favorite game, Final Fantasy IX.
Mm-hmm.
So Dagger can attain the ability to summon Odin by equipping the Dark Matter. Odin takes 30 AP to learn. As a summon, Odin performs his Zansu Suken to destroy enemies outright. Before Dagger has her Eidolon extracted, Odin costs 112 MP to summon, but after reacquiring it, it costs 28 MP. The Eidolon Odin is used by Queen Braun after she extracts Princess Garnet's Eidolons from her to attack Clara?
Yeah,
Clara. And then if Dagger has Odin's Sword's ability equipped, the Zansu Suken will deal damage to the enemies it does not kill. Dagger can learn Odin's Sword for 50 AP by equipping the Ancient Aroma after the Icepin's Castle. With Odin's Sword, the chances of Odin inflicting instant death on enemies is equal to half the number of ore in the player's inventory. Odin also has a card for Tetramaster, used by the endgame card player in the Trino Card Stadium and the Card Phantom in Memoria.
Yes. He's awesome. And the cutscene with him in 9 is pretty awesome. We'll talk about that more later, but it's pretty great.
That's good to know.
You definitely as we raved about how awesome Odin's summons are on our end, in the video, he is just as destructive as you would expect.
Yeah, literally wipes an entire city off the map.
Yeah,
oh, it's off.
Sounds about right. As being one of the most powerful summons. But at this point, we are going to take a quick mid-break, and we will be right back.
What if I told you you only have 12 hours to legally have sex?
To finding true love. Or just like a good guy.
From the director of Easy A and Anyone But You.
This whole thing is nuts.
There's nothing traditional about this night.
On August 7th, the clock starts on the summer's biggest rom-com.
I'm Owen.
Allie.
What about you and me?
Monica Barbaro, Callum Turner.
I've been told I'm a 7.
By who? Your mom?
Nah, she thinks I'm a 10.
One night only. Rated R. Only in theaters August 7th.
Amazon Health AI presents Painful Thoughts.
Why did I search the internet for answers to my cold sore problem? Now I'm stuck down a rabbit hole filled with images of alarmingly graphic sores in various stages of ooze. I can clear my search history, but I can never unsee that.
Don't go down the rabbit hole. Amazon Health AI gets you the right care, fast. Healthcare just got less painful.
All right, welcome to the middle of the show where we talk about everything with the podcast that has nothing to do with the lore of Final Fantasy. And at this point, I do want to thank all of our patrons supporting us. And if you want to become a patron, you can support us on patreon.com/Final Fantasy Lorecast, where you can get ad-free episodes or even join us at the end of the month on the show with a topic of your choosing. Last month, we talked with our patron, Highland Cubby, about all, big bads and all that fun stuff. So I'm curious where we're going to go this month. And you can also support us in a few other ways. You can support us on Spotify and Apple. If you leave a 5-star review on Apple with some words, we'll read it out loud next time on the show, as well as some kind words and comments on the Spotify episode, which we do actually have a review this week. And it is from jchris0831 in the United States. Fantastic podcast, 5 stars. Great content. As a new player of the Final Fantasy, these guys make decades worth of lore and development feel less daunting and more accessible. Looking forward to hearing the next season. Keep up the great work.
Well, thank you.
Yep.
Oh, thanks.
We are doing our best to make this as accessible as possible, but Final Fantasy there's a lot.
It is a lot. We can kind of dumb it down a little bit, so it makes it a little bit easier to digest.
Right. And then you can also find us on a few different Discords, the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, as well as my own Discord, the Ben and Friends Podcasting Discord, where you can find this show and the other shows that I host, the Holocron Histories, the Wizard World Lorecast, and the Witcher Lorecast. All part of the Robots Radio Network. So feel free to join there, shoot messages to us in these channels, and just hang out with us. And you can also find us live at every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on my Twitch channel at Ben of Temeria. And just join us on stream, because I am so close and getting affiliated. And the more people watch my streams, the closer I become affiliated. So all the help is appreciated, and I thank everyone in chat today so far. Sharp and Lord Tenebra is in chat right now. So thank you guys for watching. And is there anything else you guys want to add into the mid-break?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Trey, do you want to shout out your Twitch channel? Because I know you were streaming.
Not yet, because I did not enjoy the streaming experience until I get the sunroom soundproof. So I tried to do it from the living room, and I just couldn't dive in the way I wanted to. So that is currently I'm putting that on hold. But I am excited that you have played the intro part of Final Fantasy IX, and so we're going to get to talk about that this week, at least record that part this week. So there's a little tease for everybody.
Yeah, we're trying to get a date set up for that. So stay tuned. Have your notifications on for.
We will get the date set tonight. I am putting my foot down, and we're going to nail this down. We're going to figure it out.
All right. So with that being said, we are going to get right back to it. Alright, so we are back, and now we have Final Fantasy 11. So we skip 10, just go straight to 11. So
10 tends to do that.
Yeah, that's true. 10 does tend to do that quite a bit. So Odin appears as an avatar and is also the name of a server. The celestial avatar of darkness, Odin is formerly known as the Dark Divinity. Nearly 900 years ago, Odin battled and defeated the Iron Colossus Alexander in a cataclysmic event known as Ragnarok. That sounds familiar.
You're getting a little bit closer to home here.
So Odin grants the power of those deems worthy, effectively making them his servants. The Shadow Lord, Lady Lilith, and the Prince Lucifer are all but a few of his known servants in the Empire of Alt Orgun. Odin appoints a servant to serve as his Dark Rider, one who will ultimately face off against Alexander in the next Ragnarok. Players may battle Odin within Odin's chamber in Valgrind in the final wing of the Inherjar, located in the Hashelm testing grounds. He's also be fought in a quest to obtain him as a summon, among other rewards, after completing the Treasures of Alt Orgun storyline. And then as a summon, Odin was released as a summonable avatar in the March 2010 update and can only be summoned by a level 75 or higher summoner under the effect of Astral Flow. He performs his signature move, Zansusuken, which uses up all the summoner's MP and has a chance to instantly KO normal monsters. Against notorious monsters, it deals damage of around 10 to 20% of the notorious monster's current HP, but will cap at 9,999 damage under normal circumstances. Zansusuken is one of the few known player abilities to cap at 9,999 damage. Player's damage is capped 10 times higher at 99,999.
It doesn't sound that useful in 11.
No, because it's an MMO.
Well, yeah, sure, but I'm just,
But if anybody remembers, Alexander is typically the giant Power Ranger looking Megazord summon thing.
Yeah, it's usually a castle.
Yeah.
Like a castle personified.
Right. And then now we have Final Fantasy 12. So Odin is mentioned in the Alcid Margrace when he reads the intelligent report to the party during their meeting at the Mount Omniscience?
Omniscience.
Sure. Alcid mentions that Odin is an airship of the first fleet of the Archdean Imperial Army. All Imperial airships are named after recurring Final Fantasy summons. So, yeah, just like, most things in 12.
Just a ship, yeah.
And now we have 13, which honestly, I don't remember, only played bits and pieces of the 13 games. Did not realize Odin actually had a major part in this. So, Odin...
honestly, I don't think Odin's part is... I know it's big storyline-wise, but in terms of being a part of the gameplay, as someone who beat all 3 of the Final Fantasy 13s, I don't think of Odin as being a big part of Final Fantasy 13 universe.
Well, as much info there is, I'm surprised there's as much info there is.
Right, because reading it makes you think, oh, this is a really big deal, but really all it boils down to is lightning rides him around.
That's fair. So Odin is Eidolon residing in Lightning's rose-shaped Edelith. He is a gigantic horned knight who wears a white cape and wields a large double-sided serrated S-shaped sword in one hand known as Zansusuken. With a massive shield on their opposite arm, Lightning and Hope face Odin as a boss in the Vile Peaks as a test to prove Lightning's strength to him. Odin is a lightning elemental Eidolon and has many powerful, diverse physical and magical attacks. He attacks as a sentinel, drawing all enemy attacks. Enemies have a high hate value, which will determine what party member they attack based on whom they have been attacked, and Odin automatically raises his to 100%, making any foe he attacks focus on him. Lightning Gestalt gauge increases by driving up enemy chain gauges and by healing herself and removing status elements. As Odin has difficulty in driving up enemy change gauges, it may be better to place Lightning as a Ravager when summoning to increase Odin's Gestalt gauge, prolonging the time he'd spent in the Gestalt mode. In his Gestalt mode, Odin transforms into the horse Sleipnir for Lightning to ride. His finishing attack is Zansusuken, which can inflict instant death to opponents if certain criteria are met. Oh, that was a lot.
We haven't even got to 14 yet.
I know, right? And then we have Final Fantasy 13-2. So Odin is Lightning's Eidolon fighting alongside her in the Callus Ballad and Valhalla. Final Fantasy 13-2 fragments after further elaborates that the Eidolons that appear in Valhalla once belonged to other IC, and then the monsters scattered throughout Valhalla are Odin's servants. Let's go with that. And then Twilight Odin is an opponent Sarah and Noel encounter within the Vile Peaks. After defeating him in both 10 AF and 200 AF, he can be recruited into the party as a commando, starting at the low stats and requiring great items to level up in the Christium system. And Twilight Odin is a paradox and manifestation of the memories of the real Odin. And then, last but not least, we have Lightning Returns Final Fantasy XIII. So, Odin appears as the Angel of Valhalla, a white chocobo. Lightning encounters in the wildlands of Nova Crystalia. He has been attacked and injured by a chocobo eater and must nurse him back to health. She notes a strange familiarity to the creature, and she visits Mogul Village at the time that Mog shares her sentiment. After healing Angel Valhalla, Lightning can ride him around in the wildlands, and he will fight alongside her in battle. After Lightning leaves the Temple of the Goddess, Yule reveals to Lightning that Angel of Valhalla is Odin. If Lightning visits Mog, she tells him of this, and Mog tells her how to first met Odin in Valhalla, and though Lightning hopes Mog and Odin will become friends, Mog remains hesitant. As Lightning and her friends prepare to depart to the New World, Odin fades away into the other islands. Lightning can attain a replica of Odin's weapon as a weapon for herself called Gagrad.
So he's a chocobo, the last one.
Yeah, he's a chocobo. So the first two, he's like, a mechanical motorcycle thing. And then now he's a chocobo. So, hang on one.
Well, that is as sad as it is disappointing.
God,
Ben is currently yelling at some kids to get off of his lawn.
Essentially, yes. Oh my gosh. And then now we have my favorite game, 14.
Oh boy, here we go.
Which actually has a lot. Odin has quite a bit. So Odin is a roaming primal. Unlike other primals, his essence is contained not within the land itself, but within his sword, Zansusuken. Rather than binding servants to his will to summon him to the crystals like the primals of the beast tribes, he ensnares the souls of whoever takes up his blade and uses ether of the Black Shroud to manifest himself once more. When Odin appears once more in the Shroud, the Order of the Twin Adder calls upon adventurers to travel to defeat him. Though Odin himself vanishes upon his defeat, his sword remains. Opapetsi and Isumiyan study and determine the true nature of Odin's existence before sending the blade back to Grindalia is to be sealed away forever. However, the soldier entrusted the blade falls prey to Odin's will and flees with it, portending the eventual return of the dark divinity. Apart from the trial of Uth's font, he can appear in any one of the four shrouds around Grindalia, and his appearance heralded by a sudden change in the weather called tension. Skies darkening and motes of light float in the air. Odin will always appear the race of the previous adventure to deal with the killing blow, albeit clad in the same armor. And then a wind-up Odin is a minion for players to acquire as part of the 360-day Veterans Awards. The Final Fantasy XIII version of Odin made a cameo appearance in the event Lightning Strikes during the Final Fate battle in the event sequence, which is not playable anymore. Just a heads up, you cannot do the 13 crossover event anymore. And this specific version of Odin appears in Phantasy Star Online 2 as an emergency quest event boss. It appears rarely on exploration quests and will have the head of a random NPC with the game instead of its normal head. That's weird.
It is weird.
That's super weird.
Very weird.
And then a Magicite Syncolium of Odin can be summoned in the new Deep Dungeon Heaven on High, where he can use Zansusuken to instantly kill any mobs. Unlike any other primals, he only deals high to low damage to bosses. Odin is capable of instantly killing every boss as well. And Heavens on High is a specific game mode dungeon, similar to oh god, I can't even remember the other style of dungeon they have. But yeah, that's 14's.
Wasn't as bad as I thought.
No, but his entrance and his appearance in 14 is epic.
Sounds pretty cool. I like how the whole atmosphere changes, basically.
If you first boot up 14 and like before you ever like created a character, you get this like special like CG trailer. Odin appears at the very end of that trailer.
Okay.
And I mean, it's a great tease to have there at the end because, like Steve said, it just sounds like, for as disappointed as we were in how Odin was represented in 13, we are as impressed with how he is presented in 14.
Yep. And then now we have Final Fantasy 15, The Dawn of the Future, and which this is, I can't remember if this is the novel. So, Odin is revealed to be one of the messengers, magical servants of the Astrals, who fought during the War of the Astrals. While exploring an ancient Solheim ruin, Lunafreya and Sol discover a giant sword and spear that Lunafreya believes to belong to Odin. Though an unseen character, a being that could be Odin is depicted in the Big Bang artwork for the game. That's it.
He's not in 15 base game.
Nope.
It's disappointing. But
no, he's not. He's in like the background lore of the world, rather being actually in the front point.
Yeah, as you go around the world, there are those little books that you can read. That's called like cosmology or something like that, and it gives you basically the story of the Astrals in the game.
Right. Yep.
It's the only way you find out about them.
And last but not least, we have Final Fantasy 16. So Odin is an icon, being a being who exists through the human host, known as the Dominant. Odin's Dominant is Barnabas Thalmor. He is the Warden of Darkness. Odin is the man clad in dark armor who rides a spectral six-legged flying horse. The steed is a being separate from Odin, known as his Edgy. Odin can summon a katana of darkness and can seamlessly erase matter from existence.
He is the baddest in 16.
He's pretty awesome.
Yes. Like, just watching the cutscene. So, once you get to a certain point in the game, and this is not like a spoiler or anything, but once you get to a certain point, you literally come across Odin and Bahamut fighting on a battlefield, and it's epic.
Yes. There's also a scene later. This is not a spoiler either. This is just something that happens in the game. He literally cuts the ocean in half with his sword.
Okay, that's awesome.
Very biblical.
Yes, yeah. It's very much like Moses. It's literally like the ocean there's just a hole.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then we do have his etymology. So, in Germanic mythology, Odin is a widely revered god. In Norse mythology, from which stems from most of the information about the god, Odin is associated with healing, death, royalty, the gallows, knowledge, battle, sorcery, poetry, frenzy, and the runic alphabet, and is the husband to the goddess of Frigg. Odin is attributed with the discovery of runes. He, along with his two brothers, Vili and V, is credited with the creation of the realm of mankind, Midgard, for the mankind itself. He's the employer for the female warriors known as the Valkyries, and he reigns over the hall of Valhalla, and the Norse equivalent of heaven. And then Odin sacrifices Nephi to drink from the Mimir's well of wisdom to gain knowledge of past, present, and future. His eight-legged horse Silfnir and his magical dwarven spear Gungnir have also been depicted. At Ragnarok, Odin shall rally the dead warriors to fight along his side of the gods, and Odin fathered Thor, the god of thunder, and many others.
Yeah, he's the top of the food chain in Norse mythology.
Yeah,
he's the Allfather. Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, that's what we have on Odin for this week.
Yes, by far my favorite of the reoccurring summons.
Really? No, not next week's.
No, not next week's.
What?
Next week's is hit or miss. There are games where I really think he looks stupid, whereas Odin never looks dumb.
And yes,
says the guy who didn't see him as a chocobo.
That's fair. Fair. I don't acknowledge 13, so it's fair.
And yes, in the chat, Sharp does say that Fenrir eats Odin at Ragnarok. That is true.
Yes.
And yes, Sharp, the next summon is the goat. But yeah, that's what we have for this week. Anything else you guys want to add before we end the show?
No, just I already said he was my favorite. That's all I had to add on to it.
That's fair.
Play up to after the play on Final Fantasy IX, and when you exit Alexandria. That's what I have to add. If you want to play Final Fantasy IX with us, that's where we're at. You leave Alexandria, and then you find your way right there to a save point. Like you're right there at it.
There you are. But thank you for listening to the Final Fantasy Lorecast, and may the crystals guide you. Thank you for listening to the Final Fantasy Lorecast. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net. You can find us on Twitter at FFLorecast, and you can email us at fflorecast@gmail.com.
At Blinds.com, it's not just about window treatments. It's about you, your style, your space, your way. Whether you DIY or want the pros to handle it all, you'll have the confidence of knowing it's done right. From free expert design help to our 100% satisfaction guarantee, everything we do is made to fit your life and your windows. Shop up to 40% off with minimum purchase and a free professional measure right now at Blinds.com. Plus, pay at your own pace starting at 0% APR with Affirm. Terms apply.
Hi, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. Are you looking for a beach read this summer? May I suggest your big wireless bill? It's got suspense, mystery, a slightly flat, emotional arc, and a shocking twist where you realize you've been overpaying the entire time. Fortunately, though, Mint's story is better. Every plan, $15 a month. Even unlimited. That's it. Happy ending. Zero tears.
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.